no preparations here. There are no gas masks to buy. There's nothing anyone can do. This is the kind of place where people believe if you put tape on your windows that could keep out chemical gas. So they're just fleeing further into the countryside. They are afraid of Iraqi forces, even though their leaders are telling them it's safe, they should go back to the villages, back to the towns. They're not going to. But they're perhaps even more afraid, Christiane, of Turkish forces, particularly after tonight's vote in which the Turkish parliament said that it would send Turkish forces here. Now, a senior Kurdish leader tells us that that is unacceptable, that in his conversations with American officials in Ankara over the past couple of days, Kurdish leaders have reiterated that they would not accept Turkish troops here. That's still something that's being worked out with the Americans. Christiane?
And that's something that's going to have to be watched very carefully, because clearly Turkey has not allowed U.S. forces to be stationed there. U.S. forces would have come in for a northern front and to protect some of those strategic locations that the Turks were concerned about, for instance, the oil fields and others there. So if this boils down to a situation where the Turkish forces come in, everybody has been saying that that could be a recipe for potential chaos, and we are going to have to watch that very, very carefully. In the meantime, we're going to go to Wolf again.
Thanks very much, Christiane. As we look at these live pictures of Baghdad, where we've heard sirens going off on and off over the past hour or so, our Nick Robertson on the scene saying out in the outskirts of Baghdad right now, heavy thuds, the sound of bombs presumably going off, but we don't have more details of that right now. Here in Kuwait, the government strongly supporting the Bush administration, the United States government, in this showdown with Iraq. There's another country in this part of the world that also strongly supports the Bush administration, namely the government of Israel. CNN's Kelly Wallace is in Tel Aviv right now. We all remember, Kelly, a dozen years ago, the Israelis suffered at the hands of Saddam Hussein, 39 Scud missiles landing in and around Tel Aviv at that time. Tell us what's going on in Israel right now.
Well, for that reason, Israelis are watching the situation in Iraq very, very closely. But right now, the Israeli government's assessment continues to be the same. Israeli officials are still saying they believe there is a very, very low probability of a successful Iraqi Scud attack on Israel. And so that is why there is a real sense of calm, relative calm on the streets, even in Tel Aviv, the area that really bore the brunt of those 39 Iraqi Scud attacks in 1991. But as we show you, if we can show you some live pictures of the streets of Tel Aviv, you can see it's relatively quiet. This is the start of the weekend here in Israel. Normally the streets would be filled with people. There is a sense of relative quiet.